Hi, Diane Evans here with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator. So if this is your first time joining me on my YouTube channel, I thank you for joining me. But if you've never subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do so. And also hit the bell that's just down below the subscribe button. And you'll get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. So today, I'm actually going to be showing you it's not a new fold, but it's a 3-panel spanner card, and it's really a unique type of card to make, and it's lots of fun actually to make. And I'm using this Quiet Meadows, the dies, and I'm using something from the stamp set here as well. So I'll show you what the card, no, I don't even have the sample of the card. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we're going to be using some new stuff from the product, from the new catalog, which goes live on the 4th of May. Don't you just love this evening evergreen? It's absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous type card. So I've got this piece. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go in, and then, of course, I'm just going to score this really, really tight. One of the things that's a little bit different with this particular card, and I'm going to come in with my cutter on this, is that we have to make the spanner card. So in order to do that, what I'm doing is I'm measuring over 1 1/4 off to this side here. And then I'm just going to come down and I'm going to put these marks right here on the score line. Just press down, and I'm just going to bring that down like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on the other side at 1 1/4. And again, I'm just going to bring up my trimmer, the cutting blade, and where these two lines are here, I'm just going to press that into where that fold is, and then we're just going to bring it down like that. So this, you could use it just like this, but we're going to make it a 3-panel instead of just a 2-panel as well. Now I'm using the beautiful hand-penned designer series paper. It's just absolutely gorgeous, but I really like this one that has the green. Now this green isn't any of the same colors in here because this is mint macaron and garden green, but I really like the cinnamon cider part of this. Now I just want to make sure that I've got this where it's kind of going together. Not that it really matters, but I think is that about the right one that goes on there? I think so. But I want the ones on the front at least to look like they match on there. So like I say, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make this into 3 panels. Now I've got a bunch of other stuff that's here on my blog, and there will be a link to my blog. It's going to have all the different measurements that you need for all this particular stuff that's here. But I'll go along as we're there. Now this is an old window sheet, but the window sheets are they're just the same as this. But this just has a protective coating on, and I wanted to use up my last sheet that I have. Anyways, this is approximately, see, it's about 4.5 inches, and this is 1.5 inches. I'm just going in with your pick tool, and I'm just going to take off the protective covering from one side. I think this is the reason why they took where the covering, because when you take this off, you tend to get markings on it. So let me just take that one off. And I'm going to use my tear and tape as well, because I want to put this tear and tape, and I want it to come down. It's going to come about there. I know this looks strange the way I'm doing this, but I want this to be good and secured underneath any of my, under my designer series paper that I'm going to be putting on here. So by doing this, what I'm doing is going to attach the side down here. And I want it about there, I think. I want to make sure it's good and even. And then I'm going to take this part off as well. So this is going to give me a bit of a spanner card on there. Okay, now I can go ahead and I can put this designer series paper, and I'm going to lay it down on this part here. So I'm just going to use my seal. And these pieces are 1 inch by 4 inch. See how beautiful that goes with this evening evergreen. I don't know which one's more my favorite color, the evening evergreen or the soft succulent. Never used to be a green person, but I'm sure turning out to be a green person, that's for sure. All right, so we have that just like that. So see, it's starting to kind of come together, right? Now, I do have a piece of mint macaron. This mint macaron does actually go with that particular color. And I have my greenery embossing folder. Excuse me. I'm actually going to put that in there. And because this fits the mini cut and emboss, I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss. I'm just going to put this through like this. Just through. Now, I haven't done much embossing with this, so I'm hoping I've got the right layers on here. No, it doesn't look that way. So this one is, let's see, trying to think. This is an embossing folder. So the embossing folder is going to go straight onto there. And then we're just going to put that through like that and run it through. Runs through really easy. Like I say, that's the first time I've used one of the embossing folders on there. So works great. Why do I sound so surprised, right? In any event. Okay, so I now want to put, excuse me, I want to put that right in this part. Now this piece is, let's see, it's 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So I'm actually going to use my liquid glue because it's embossed. I always use glue, usually with a deeper embossed image. We're just going to put this down, right down here like this. And now let's finish doing the inside of the card. So I'm going to actually put some more of these pieces on here. And these, like I say, are the 1 inch by 4 inch. That's just going to go there. Oops. Looks like I didn't quite get that in the right spot. There we go. There, that's better. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, where I wanted to actually put some of the, I have a piece that's 1 and, this one's 2 7/8 by 4 inches. And the reason that's not the same size as the one on the front is because I want it to come behind it, but I also want it to look even from each end here. Now, on my sample, I went ahead and I used this particular stamp. But I think what I'm going to do instead of that is I think I'm going to use these splotches. And I'm just going to go ahead, whoops, and put that with the evening evergreen. And I think I'm just going to put that there and decide what I want to do. I can write, I can do whatever. But I think I just want to put some of those splotches in like that. Nothing too where it's going to take away from the rest of the card. And then that's just going to go in there like that. And so you can just write. The other one, like I say, oh, here is the other card. And what I did on the inside was just this, like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on the inside of this card. Don't need our tear and tape anymore. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. We're going to make sure that when this is down, that we don't see that behind this panel. So we've got 1 panel, 2 layers, and then we've got the 3rd layer. Now we need to decorate this part up. And I thought one of the most perfect things to do, my goodness, I think I've lost something from this package. All right, so we no longer have the hoops anymore. The hoops are basically, they've retired as of May the 3rd. So what I'm going to do is I made my own hoops. And what I did was my layering circles, and I just layered two of them. And I'll kind of show you what I did. You can do any size, any width of what you want. But when I put them together, I just laid them with both the cutting edges together, and then I ran it through with my emboss, or with my cut and emboss, and it cut out a frame like this. And by layering it in like that, you get the evenness all the way around on the die. So I also took a window sheet and I cut it with a smaller window. And I've got that right here. And I'm just going to go in with my liquid glue. And we're just going to put this around here. A thin bead around here. And we're just going to let it dry just for a bit so it doesn't ooze out on that window sheet. This is always the best thing to do with this liquid glue. By doing that, you're letting it partial dry on there. I'm just going to come in with my silicone mat and just put it down on there for now. All right, so these meadow dies, I'm going to put this on here so I don't lose it. These meadow dies are just amazing. I have different ones. I've got one with, this one is the Evening Evergreen. I just have to take these pieces out. Should have done that ahead of time, I guess. So I've got this. I've got this cut out with the mint macaron. We're probably going to have to trim that piece off there. And then this with the cinnamon cider. And this with the cinnamon cider is actually bringing out the cinnamon cider in that designer series paper. So I am going to go and let's put this onto this now. This isn't quite as sturdy as the gold ring, but it works. And we definitely, whoops. I'm just going to put this down here like this. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to get that glue on that. We're going to cover it up anyways, so. Whoops. Should have cut it with the larger one. You know what? I'm going to put this, yeah, I should have cut with the larger amount for this part here, but I think I can go and I can put this on in such a way. Now the reason I'm using this window sheet is so that I've got something to attach the dies to. So it gives me like I say, something that I can attach the dies to. All right, so then I'm going to go and I think what I'll do is I will take the cinnamon cider piece, and we're going to use glue dots for this because sometimes the glue dots are about the best and we can just stick them on there. So I'm just going to take a glue dot off of here. And I'm going to attach it just to this piece, and I'm going to make sure that I've got that covered up by what I put onto the front of the circle. So this is going to go, oh, about like so, I guess. This is going to stick a little bit. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to put some glue dots on there as well. And one about there, about here, and then we're going to put this over top of this, off-centered a little bit. Got this sticking to me, so I guess I'm back to my silicone mat. And then I'm going to put this on here as well. So we'll put the glue dots on those two pieces down there. one there. And this just gives us like a, the look of a foliage on the front. So let me just gonna stick this down here. And then I'm going to trim this piece off. I'm not going to trim it all off because I want it to be on there. And then what I'm going to do is this is going to get attached right here. So let me go ahead and put some glue dots on the back there. I want a glue dot down here because this piece is kind of free. So we want that to make sure that that sticks down and sticks that as well. This looks like it's more fiddly than really what it is because it is really not that fiddly to do this. All right. And then we want this to go down about here. So now this is going to go onto here. Like so. We're hoping that I've got all those glue dots. See, that glue dot's in the wrong spot. I'm just going to take that glue dot off of there. And I'm just going to put it underneath here. There we go. So now we just have to gussy that up just a little bit. And we need to do some embossing on it as well. So I have a strip of this evening evergreen. Well, actually I've got this, so let's go ahead and let's get the bow done for this particular part. And we're going to be using the gold twine as well. So I just have a strip of that off, and I've just taken this, and this is with the this is in the ribbon that comes in gold and in silver. So I'm just going to take my ribbon, and I just want to tie a bow, but I want that gold in with the ribbon so it looks like it's all as one. So I'm just going to tie that. I'm going to just get this so we can see the gold and we can see the green. I think it's just beautiful together. So let me see, I'm going to just pull that down a little bit. And the key is tie it really tight. And then I'm just going to cut this off. I don't have my ribbon scissors with me here, so we're hoping that that's going to be okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a couple of glue dots, and we're going to put that bow right there. One there, and I'm going to put on two glue dots. So we want to make sure that that's good and sticky there. Right, and let's just put that there. Now I want to trim that off as well, but I'm worried about using these scissors. Okay, we're okay. All right, so now we have that part, but we also have these Genial Gems, which are a new portion, new addition to the annual catalog as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some of these on there. So I'll put one up here, put one here. And these are beautiful because of the colors that they're in. And then I think what we'll do is I'll put another big one, and I'm going to put it down here as well. I think we'll put it right about there. And of course, we also need to have a sentiment on here. So I do have my strip of evening evergreen, and I'm going to emboss it actually. So I'm just bringing in my embossing folder, powder. Now remember, this is something that is retired, but you can make your own by basically just putting cornstarch in an infant sock. Sew it up really good, and then you've got it where you've got this to keep the static away from there. Now, I've used also, I wanted this as a thank you card. So I actually took the thank you sentiment from the Pansy Patch, and I'm just going to put that right here. See if I can get that straight. And I'm going to come in with my gold embossing powder. The embossing powders now are in packages that are mixed up with the metallics. Whoops. Are there. And they're not in the big packages all together, which is kind of nice if you're not big into embossing. I happen to be, but then I would just buy more, you know, all of the sets together. So sorry about the noise that's here. Make sure that you don't move it around too much. I might have to do another one. See how that's going. There we go. That's kind of, no, I can live with that. So I'm just going to then just cut this here. And we could do a chevron on this end where we would use the punch, the triple banner punch. So I have that right here, so let's use it. So I'm just going to slide that in there. Probably should have done that while it was still long. Make sure that it's centered. When it's short like this, you don't have much to hold on to, so just want to make sure that it's centered in that part there. That's about right. See what I mean? You don't really have anything to hold on to with that banner punch. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use a glue dot and I'm going to stick that underneath. So like I say, if you like this, give me the thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you have any questions at all, ask the questions. You could also email me with the questions. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But there it is there. Like, what a beautiful, beautiful way to do this. Also, if you live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous online host prompted rewards program that I'd be happy to help out with that. But if you have any questions, like I say, reach out for that. May the 4th, you can get all this with you. You can get all this new product. Anyways, you guys, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.